Hello and welcome to this video where I just wanted to talk to you about how you can keep your pastel pencil drawings from getting smudged. Now, pastel pencils offer beautiful soft colours and they have a unique ability to blend, but they can be prone to smudging. So whether you're working on those fine details or you've finished up a portrait, keeping your pastel work clean and crisp can be a challenge. So I wanted to share just a couple of my methods just to help you keep your pastel pencil art from smudging. So why do pastel pencils smudge? Well, pastel pencils are the same as all pastels. They're made of a soft pigment that rests on the surface of your paper. And this softness allows for that easy blending, but it also means that the pigment can get smeared if touched or if you brush against it. So understanding that is the first step in learning how to protect your work. So one simple trick is to work systematically across the page to avoid dragging your hand over those finished areas. So if you're a right-handed artist, start in the top left corner and move down towards the right. And for left-handed artists, start from the top right corner and work down to the left. Now this simple approach just minimizes any of the accidental smudges, and it just helps keep your hands clear of any of that loose pastel. Now another really helpful method is to use a piece of glassine paper. And it's a smooth acid-free paper. And it basically just acts as a barrier between your hand and your artwork. And you just place that paper under your hand as you work. And then you just lift it up, pop it back down, and just move along your page. Never drag the glassine paper across your artwork. Always make sure you lift it up and you place it back down again. And this just keeps any smudging to a minimum. And it's really good if you do need to come back in over the top of your drawing to get in to maybe put in some more detailed areas. Now these come in sheets, you can buy them in rolls, and also you can get them in between the pads of the Clairefontaine pastel mat. In between the different sheets, you'll get a piece of the glassine paper. So I would definitely recommend getting that one. Now, in regards to paper, the type of paper you choose can make a big difference in how much your pastels smudge. Textured paper, like this one here, which is the Canson Mitant Velvet or the Clairefontaine Pastel Mat, are designed to hold pastel pigment better than smoother papers. And these textured surfaces grip the pastel, which reduces the chances of that accidental smudging. Now with that glassine paper, you can also use that to store your artwork. And all I do is, when I finish my drawing, I will just wrap a piece of that glassine paper all around, secure it on the back with a little bit of masking tape, and then you can just lay that down flat somewhere nice and safe. Now you can stack your drawings on top of each other. Just be careful, don't put anything too heavy on them, and just be careful when you are lifting them back up and moving them around. Now you can also use a portfolio folder, which you can buy from art supply stores or office stores, and they've got the specific sheets that you can slide your artwork into. But another really good, just cheap alternative is just a good old tracing paper pad. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, and all you do is just slide your artwork in between those various sheets on that tracing paper pad. And these come in all different sizes depending on the size of the drawings that you've done. And if you've got little small drawings, you could put 4 or 5 on the one sheet and just secure it with a little bit of masking tape. So finally, you've got framing. So if you're going to frame your artwork, I always suggest that you use a mat board between your drawing and the glass. And I also strongly recommend that you use a spacer. Now, you do not need to buy specific spacers. Anything that'll just create another layer between your drawing and the mat board is sufficient. So I usually use just a little bit of sort of foam board, like backing board, or you can use another piece of mat board. But what that does is it just creates a little space in between your pastel artwork and the mat. So if any loose dust was to fall, it's going to fall down into that little space. And that just protects your mat board just from getting dirty with the pastel dust. So keeping your pastel pencil artwork smudge free does take just a little bit of planning, but with the right techniques, it's easy to protect your hard work. And hopefully each of these tips will just help ensure that your artwork will stay clean and vibrant and ready to display.